we saw a similar submission where Riddle was able to garner the victory over Jacob Fatu.
That's true.
Rolling off, peeling himself is Riddle. Lawler waiting. Careful. No, that did not connect. Good evasive maneuver by Tom Lawler.
Riddle got what he wanted to out of that. That's back to the vertical base.
How about the fact that Kane and Bishop haven't even gotten in yet, dude?
We're just getting started. Oh. Incredible main event here on Reload. Thank you for joining us no matter where you are throughout the world. MLW in 60-plus countries.
Front chancery by Riddle, tag made in by Alex Kane. Room for Kane to get in.
And let's see how they function as a tag team.
Yeah, right there you saw that was a little wonky. Kane's entrance in. Bishop and Lawler are going to have more fluidity as a team. I do agree with you.
Belly to belly, one of the suplexes Holiday felt at Kings of Coliseum. And Riddle with the boost from the champion. Hits the senton. Nice. Kane on top.
See what Kane did? He took the cover, making sure that his face and head were towards Josh Bishop. He doesn't know Riddle enough to trust him to watch his back just yet. That's smart because Kane knows he's the champ. He knows he can't trust anyone. If they were a true team, he would cover with his back towards his opponent because he'd know that his partner would protect him. Doesn't know it in this.
Kane mocking Tom Lawler here with that headband.
That's to protect the cauliflower ear.
Keep in mind, 2 weeks from now, Kane has to deal with maybe the toughest test of his world title run, Satoshi Kojima at Super Fight across the world. Triller TV presented by Fight as Alex Kane snaps off an exploder suplex.
Matt. Right in Tom's face. Matt is playing the head game. He did it with the slap in the face. He's doing it here.
Well, there's a cover, 2 count only. We know Tom Lawler can be very unpredictable. We know he can have a temper.
Yes.
And we know that Josh Bishop, untamed and unprotected, can do absolute damage to this entire building, let alone the 2 people in the ring.
Speak of the Bishop, and here he comes. Mike Awesome-esque. You mentioned about the great big men in Major League Wrestling history.
Yeah.
That's where Josh Bishop takes my mind.
Mike Awesome, former MLW world champion. Mm-hmm. Could Bishop be one day?
Absolutely.
To put that power in St. Laurent's back pocket. Double back elbow. And Bishop measuring methodically.
And you see how Bishop covers, facing Riddle.
Bishop's one of those guys, and rapid fire covers here, and you know Kane is expending energy with every kick out.
Yeah, that's not to win the match, it's an offensive maneuver. Bishop's
one of those guys, and he can do the little basic things, but from a frame like that, it hurts like hell.
Absolutely.
A headbutt. Bishop has, keep in mind, a couple of months ago, he won that Battle Royal, put Matthew Justice through the table, brawled with him on the roof at Christmas Eve. Bishop, I would say he hasn't met a man that he hasn't gone through. He hasn't met 5 or 6 men at once he hasn't gone through.
You know, I understand on that night in that area, Santa didn't make it because Josh Bishop clotheslined him off the ring.
Wouldn't surprise me in the least. Kane on the receiving end, cover, 2 count only. Is it too risky? Is it hubris by Kane to accept this matchup 2 weeks from Kojima?
No, I can see where you would think that, but this is actually the right thing to do. Why not get in there with 2 of the toughest guys in the league ahead of your biggest title defense? Why not?
You gotta wonder what count out. Deep exploder suplex by Kane.
That creates the distance that Kane needs.
And with Lawler from the blind side. Kane had a clear path to Riddle, and Lawler picked his spot.
Heads up.
And Kane to the floor. That's a side of the suplex assassin we don't see very often.
Yeah, but it leaves Josh Bishop alone in a Major League Wrestling ring.
And Bishop won't need very long to recover.
Nope.
And all that wind-up sidewalk slam.
Bishop takes King.
And Lawler on the outside. Bang. The DDT. Oh man, and Kane went limp right away. Alex Kane may be hurt. And if Kane is not 100% after this matchup, that could send a lot of turmoil through Super Fight, let alone the league as a whole. What if the WTF gets a count-out win over the champion?
It would be fantastic for WTF momentum.
Look at St. Laurent gloating and laughing. Obnoxious and overbearing. Change your sweatsuit once in a while, too, for God's sakes.
You're just jealous.
Alex Kane back. I'm jealous of the fighting spirit of Alex Kane, that's for sure. Who's back in the ring, even though maybe he shouldn't be medically. But that's not going to stop him.
Alex Kane has a responsibility. Every single wrestler in the locker room, whether they want to admit it or not, are looking up to him because he's the champ.
And Matt Riddle, now you see the temper
nice
of Riddle.
Job, ref.
Yeah. Chris D'Antonio, one of the best in the game.
Riddle,
and Lawler egging him on.
Riddle was trying to get into Tom's head earlier. It's Riddle's head that is into now.
Yeah. And it takes a lot to be a buzzkill to Matt Riddle.
That's true.
But the WTFR. Chance of throw, ring out, but Alex Kane might as well be 100 miles from his corner. Lawler peppering Kane with boots. Keep in mind, Lawler, a former MLW world champion in his own right.
At what point does the tide turn here? Because it's really been a lot WTF here. How can Kane get across? You mentioned, I mean, if he's 10 feet away, he's 100 feet away.
Yeah.
What is he, 16 feet away right now, all the way across the ring? What are we at, an 18-footer?
Well, it must feel like a size 18 foot on top of Kane right now, courtesy of Bishop. This crowd not losing hope. Faye Jackson on the outside.
I want to see Bishop and Riddle.
I do too. I know Riddle wants to see it.
So many different matchups that you can fantasy book here in MLW.
And I have a feeling we'll get to the vast majority of them before it's all said and done.
Knowing league officials, we will.
And knowing the fact St. Laurent is not going to quit till he gets absolute power, and Kane and Riddle rebel against everything St. Laurent stands for. They're not fans of corporate wrestling. Riddle especially. Here comes Lawler. And this is just humiliation.
It's a Bronco Buster. It's effective maneuver. Disrupts the breathing. Compresses the chest. I don't understand.
It's a sports entertainment maneuver.
What's wrong with that? I had bought 2 houses on sports entertainment maneuvers.
And maybe you'll get a third of St. Laurent.
It's on its way. It's being built.
There you go. But it's more than just money and property. It's heart and it's passion and it's the love of the game that motivates Kane and motivated him out of the corner and the clutches of Filthy Tom.
That'll blow your O-ring out, Tommy.
Bishop right there to play spoiler. Notice Bishop's body between Kane and Riddle.
Yep.
And this could be that exit 187 powerbomb.
Remember the powerbomb through the table at Kings of Coliseum?
Yeah, just annihilated Manders. Oh, Riddle! The King got the tag to Riddle!
Here he comes.
Kane picked his spot, and the King of the Bros begins to unload.
Jeez. Throw him like he's nothing. Habits are horrible.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Bottom line here, though, is I don't think Sami Callihan's main motive operandi tonight is a win and a loss. I think Sami Callihan's here to take a piece of Kojima with him.
I agree with you.
He's jealous, he's upset, he's angry, he's not challenging for that world title.
He's upset, he's angry, he's insecure. He's a great wrestler.
Sure he
Look at that hold that he has Satoshi Kojima inside of an MLW ring. Take nothing away from Sami Callihan. Man.
Most of what Callahan's done in this matchup, though, is only wrestling by coincidence or happenstance.
If you know your scripture, and I know you do, Joe, Eli said to Samuel, tell him your faithful servant is listening. Sammy is a faithful servant. To what? I don't know.
You check out the fighting spirit of Kojima. He has not backed down, not stayed down in this onslaught of Sami Callihan, even back before the bell. This is the spirit of Kojima that led to him taking the MLW World title across this world and solidifying it for what it is today.
I understand Kojima was in the building, 12 noon local time, dressed, boots laced by 1:30 before anyone even arrived. This man is dedicated, and he doesn't need to be. It says a lot. Look at his chest. That says even more.
And will he be the first ever 2-time MLW World Champion? We'll find out in just 2 weeks or so.
How about that no one has been able to capture this prestigious title more than once? That says a lot.
And, Sami Callihan catches Kojima off the top rope, the Death Valley driver. That could do it here. Near fall. a Sammy win here certainly throws the trajectory of Super Fight off, the momentum of Kojima off, and it causes chaos, which is what Sammy's best at.
See, I don't like this. And Sammy has time to think. It's even worse. If I'm ever in a match with Sammy, I would tell someone, just keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't give him time to do what he's doing right now.
The eyes of Sammy Callahan, the window to the soul.
To the what?
Shows you, yeah, there may be no soul there.
Bud.
How callous and cold he can be. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
No, look at the leg. Look at this, just these striations in the hamstrings of Kojima-san.
Sammy was looking for the Cactus Driver 97, his version of the Pop Driver.
Yeah, what's he looking for there, dude?
You're sick.
Yeah! There you go, you may as well.
That's what happens when you disrespect a legend.
Bam!
Kojima the DDT. We saw Sammy do some damage with a DDT in the recent past, back at Kicks of Coliseum. And Kojima, you know, now maybe positioning for the lariat.
Sammy forces his opponents to get into the Koji Cutter, maybe, to get into the dirt with him. He forces you to come down to his fighting style. Look what he's done. Kojima has almost broken honor by spitting on Sammy, and forced to do so by Sammy.
It's not something you'd ever see out of the Kojima playbook. But Sammy has forced Kojima down to Sammy's level to play his own sick games. That's where Sammy thrives. You can't out-disgust Sammy Callahan.
Just looking at the picture on my screen, how is Sammy allowed in there with a chain? I know that in the rulebook it says part of his ring, part of a wrestler's ring gear, it's allowed, but come on, man.
I don't think he allowed anyone to inspect him. He came out of here like a bat out of hell.
He's got zippers and a chain, and he's spitting on people.
That may not be enough to protect him.
Yeah,
Kojima brings! The cutter connects!
You know what's next?
Kojima, can he get his footing?
Cover. No, a roll out, not even a kick.
That's a very disparaging remarks by Sammy Callahan in the process.
Well, Sammy's smart. He rolls and faces his opponent, like, you know, from an athletic perspective.
Oh, how smart was that? Kojima the lariat! Sammy Callahan!
Oh, come on, man!
Oh, we've seen Kojima for so many years. Now, oh! Will the second one be enough? He's done it!
Here is your winner, Satoshi Kojima!
As much as Sammy Callahan looked to play spoiler, you can't get in the way of the momentum of Kojima. Just a couple of weeks away from challenging for the MLW World title. Alex Kane, Kojima, our premium live event super fight. Kojima has beaten a former world champion in Filthy Tom Lawler. And now he's beaten Sammy Callahan, who's a damn rebel everywhere he goes.
Our Bet Online replay shows you Sammy Callahan brought the carnage even before the bell. But the legendary Kojima became the ultimate breadwinner with a victory tonight.
I ate bread this morning. Thank you. After match, I will eat bread again. Anyway, I love bread. Thank you so much.
It's hard to argue with the diet of a legend and what could be the diet of the next and only two-time MLW World Champion, February 3rd. It's Super Fight.